How's everybody doing? This is Demetrix Cinema. Welcome back. I'm sorry I've been gone for a while. Had a lot of stuff going on within the last 2 months, so I couldn't, you know, come on air and put streams out that I wanted to or whatever. I couldn't do it until I was back to normal, which I am back to now. Um, I was out of town. I was in Florida. I was in North Carolina. I was in uh, South Carolina. Did a lot of stuff these last 2 months, so I kind of spent my summer down there. So I didn't get to do exactly what the stuff with the streams that I normally do or whatever. And so now I'm back in Maryland, but I just wanted to put that out there. That's why you hadn't seen any streams or whatever from me. Um, so I'm back now, and I'm happy to see everybody back. Hope everybody's had a good summer so far. I want to go ahead and touch on Wolverine and Deadpool. I did get to see that while I was down there, and it was hurt me that I didn't get to come on here and you know snap into a stream about it or whatever. Um, everything. I saw the movie first. I'm gonna start off saying I liked it. Of course, Hugh Jackman was Hugh Jackman. You can never have a disappointing Hugh Jackman in any as Wolverine in any of his movies. And of course, Ryan Reynolds was Ryan Reynolds. Never disappointing Deadpool because he's going to add that comedy there, you know. But I'm gonna start off with So the movie was pretty good. Like I said, I'm not a fan of this multi-universe type stuff. I'm not in that whole multi-universe thing, and a lot of excuse me, excuse me, Marvel comics is starting to do a lot of that multi-stream thing and multi-universe. DC's doing it too. They did it with Flash and the whole Batman thing where they went back and it was Michael Keaton, the old Batman. And I'm thinking what they wanted to do is there was a lot of movies that are made. A lot of movies they didn't agree with. They're doing a part two or part three. And then what they do is they redo the franchise over and over and over and over and over. Now it's to the point, it's becoming a big mess. That's why I said Hollywood's becoming Armageddon. And now it's to the point where they're just taking it and they're just like, you know what? Let's just bring in all these different universe of these movies and have that's Batman, that Superman, that Spider-Man or whatever, and or just different from different movies or whatever, and just make it because people love to see Wesley Snipes Blade, Gambit. You know what I mean? Like even though Gambit wasn't Channing Tatum wasn't in no Gambit, he didn't play no Gambit characters in the past. But just it's a way to put the unique things together. So this is what Marvel's doing, pretty much Hollywood, kind of on any kind of like franchise as far as comic book. It's like mainly like a comic book universe type thing. It's like a thing they're doing. Like I said, I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but you know, instead of just keep redoing movies with some of these storylines they want to put together. Well, let's just have Blade, Wesley Snipes Blade, and Deadpool and Wolverine all in the movie together, and then or what we'll do is do the Juggernaut that was in X-Men 3, even though they made a new Juggernaut and X-Men Deadpool movies or whatever. So they kind of want to bring in that old Juggernaut from the X-Men 3 and with Deadpool, Wolverine, Blade, Wesley Snipes Blade. Now you got Gambit, Elektra. I was cool with them having Blade and Gambit in it. But Elektra as the third spontaneous guest, X-Men character, Marvel character, Elektra. I mean, I know Jennifer Gardner did her thing as Elektra in Daredevil, and then she did a spinoff movie Elektra, but that's not the other character I would have brought in. You could have brought in, uh, you could have went Bishop. You could have went Cyclops. You could have went hell, dude. You could have did Daredevil. As far as I care, brought Ben Affleck's character back as Daredevil, but Elektra itself, she's not a big time character that you threw in with all of them in there to complete that whole thing that they were trying to do with universe. My opinion. Um, Elektra, she's a kind of like a above low character. You know what I mean? Like I love Jennifer Gardner. I love what she brings to the table on her movies and even Elektra. I think she's a great Elektra, but I wouldn't have put Elektra in there with Wesley Snipes' Blade and Gambit unless they just wanted a female, Marvel character. But you could have did Jean Grey. You could have did there's a lot of characters out there that you could have brought in or whatever. Hell, honestly, you could have brought Venom in with Tom Hardy Venom in there with Blade and Gambit if you wanted to make it like that. I'm sure a lot of people would have loved to see Venom as that third character. You know, Tom Hardy, in there fighting with them. Elektra, it was good what they did. I feel like it was good what they did. Don't I'm not knocking them for it. And the movie I think was really good as far as that type of put together. It's just the cool characters they brought into it to this universe to help Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't the third that third person Elektra. I just don't that was a character I would have brought in. Spider Man or like I said, Venom. I think Venom would have been good for that. Or um, they brought in Chris Evans, Johnny Blaze, uh, um, Human Torch, which was cool because we thought it was Captain America at first. But that's all I'm saying. I think the movie was really good. Either way, it was good. But them putting Elektra in there or not, it was good because you had Gambit and Blade in there. That's what everybody were more fascinated with. That's who they were like more focused on. Like, oh, what's like Blade, then Gambit. The last time you seen Gambit in one of these movies with Fox was with X-Men Organs Wolverine, where it tells a story about Wolverine, how he becomes Wolverine from Weapon X when they gave him the adamantium and did all that stuff. It tells his storyline, his love story, and becoming Wolverine and Sabretooth, him and Sabretooth situation when the two came up together. That's the last, you kind of seen, uh, what, um, what's his face in that? Like, it's, I don't know, like, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. It was a pretty good movie. I felt like you just got so many different characters where you could just like do that. But yeah. So the story tells, pretty much Wade Wilson getting kidnapped at his party, and the organizations he's with, they organization that kidnaps him. They go into the detail of why he's there, and he has the chance to save the universe, Marvel universe, and all this stuff. And Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds, I'm Marvel genius, Jesus, and all that stuff goes into the to the scene, and it's pretty interesting. And then he has to go get Wolverine, who has to help him save the universe too, because he can't do it without Wolverine. And just seeing Wolverine and Deadpool together because they were made by the same, organization, Weapon X, the same organization that puts the Animanium and Wolverine. They made Deadpool what he is. Uh, but all around it was pretty good. Wesley Snipes didn't. He don't look like he missed a beat. You know. I feel like when I seen that and seeing how he looked as Blade, first thing that came to my head is new guy. You better not mess this new Blade series coming up because Wesley Snipes is right in their back pocket. He didn't miss a beat. You better do good. And which if he probably, him watching that and seeing this is like he in the back of his head, he probably feels pressure on him. But I like, he goes out to will find Wolverine and goes through time with the Avengers, through the X-Men. It's a pretty cool scene when he fights Sabretooth, the old Sabretooth from the original X-Men movie. Tyler, I think his name was Tyler Lane. He was the old wrestler that played Sabretooth in the original X-Men movie. They bring him back. And it was pretty cool, He fought him, like I said, Juggernaut's in it. Bring back the fights with Wolverine and Deadpool. It was really cool because it was like comedy between them two. Then it was like, okay, it's gonna be comedy, and then the next thing is bash and action. It's like, it's a fight with them two in the car. They kind of like been bumping heads the whole way, and I liked it. I liked it. I liked how they came together. You know, to kind of like pull it together and kind of save the universe. It took both of them, and I I think it's set up for for more opening things. You know what I mean? Like if they want to do a Deadpool 3, have Wolverine come back to help Deadpool with something else because Wolverine, when it was all over, I'm assuming you ain't seen it by now. Forgive me, but go see it. But I gotta announce this at the end when Wolverine and Deadpool are talking, sitting the movies, pretty much going off. Wolverine is still there in that part of his universe, so they can bring Wolverine back if Deadpool goes through something else, whatever. Right? Maybe Cable comes back and needs Deadpool help to fight Mr. Sinister. Maybe he comes in the equation, or whoever X Force's enemies were. I'm a Marvel geek, but I can't remember exactly who their main enemies were that they fought. X Force that they fought in the comic books, but they bring the X Force back, and maybe he's like, "Yo, let's go get Wolverine." It sets up for a lot of stuff, or maybe they make a Wolverine movie, another Wolverine movie, and now he's in that yellow suit with the mask. That was the other thing that made me feel like finally, you know what I mean? But touch on that real in a second. But they like I said, my point is they set up a lot of opening things. They can make another Wolverine spinoff movie, and then this time he could probably bring Deadpool. But if you bring him in for a little bit to help Wolverine out, you could kind of bring him in with it because a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, love this Deadpool and Wolverine combination. Um, but let me touch on that mask real quick. Don't you understand? I think it was 2000 when they made X-Men, the first X-Men, the black suits. Everybody's wearing black suits because they wanted kind of like Batman when they first did the Batman. Tim Burton first did his Batman. He wanted to look more realistic, so he made the suit black and not blue and gray because the blue and gray was comic book colors and the TV show blue and gray. He wanted something different that was more realistic, so black, like a bat, like a black. It sold us on that. You know what I mean? Wolverine, on the other hand, comic books like Marvel is a lot of colors with their characters. So the suits, X-Men suits, blue, Jean Grey, Cyclops, blue, yellow, Jean Grey, blue, yellow, um, Wolverine, yellow, black, you know, Jubilee, yellow, Gambit, you know, the brown, the blue, pink, brown trench coat, Spider Man, red, Avengers, blue. Like it's in the comic book world, and since that first X Men, I've been wanting Wolverine, and I almost forgot about the suit, but it's like the mask. All of us is used in the comic book seeing Wolverine with the mask on. 90% of the time, he's out with the X Men fighting or whatever, unless he's doing something without the X-Men is like on a journey or something, or some of them Wolverine comic books or whatever. A lot of times you might catch him without the mask, just normal Logan with his clothes on and his claws out. But when he's doing his missions with the X-Men, doing that, he always had a mask. Just like Batman always had a mask, just like Spider-Man's always had a mask, just like Deadpool's always had a mask. You don't see them, especially on box office on the big screen, without what identifies them, and that's their mask. Wolverine's always had that mask. Why it takes all the way to now, a decade later, after franchise after franchise after franchise, or movie after movie after movie after movie, to bring the mask to the big screen. You know how long fans been waiting for that on that? Fans been waiting a long time to bring the have that mask. Like I'm number one. I'm number one big fan on that. But fans know Wolverine. Comic book Wolverine fans know Wolverine. It's Wolverine with the mask on, the yellow suit, the yellow and black suit with the yellow and black mask with the horn things or whatever, like Batman or whatever. That's what everybody knows Wolverine. If you know Wolverine from the comic books. Now, if you know Wolverine just from the movie that they've been making, you know him without the mask. You just see Hugh Jackman's face all the whole time. So they brought that finally. I couldn't believe it. I almost fell out my movie chair. I was sitting in the chair that goes all the way back, and I almost slid out when I saw that. I think I was drinking some high C or something and spit it out. Like Dad took me away. Like what? They brought that too? Because first you see him in the yellow suit and with the yellow and black, and you kind of like, okay, they bringing back the colors. That's Wolverine colors from the comic books. But then towards the end of the movie, here comes the mask out of nowhere. You like, yeah, man. And I guess Marvel is starting to believe in starting to do stuff the right way, because I think last couple of X-Men movies, I think the X-Men First Class and stuff like that, they had the colorful suits or whatever. So forget all that. This don't look real. We want to look more realistic. Forget the comic book world. That color got to go. No, fans like that. I mean, they're cool with that. In the comic book world, that's realistic because that's what they had. So in the comic book world, that's real. So why in the real world, in the movie world, it's like, no, let's switch it up. No, man, stay traditional. Stay with the recipe. Stick with the recipe. What it is. So yeah, I'm sorry to be raving so much about the mask, man. I was just so happy. That's like my team, the 49ers winning the football game. That's how happy I was to see him with the mask on. Like I'm serious. Like that kind of that hyped me up even better. And then the scene that they brought him with the mask back on, it was kind of like he said, "Let's go." So, um, And like I said, Jennifer Garner is a good Electra. I think she's an awesome Electra. Nothing against her. I'm not saying why did you put Jennifer Garner in this movie with Wesley Snipes and Chad Channing Tatum. I'm saying her character as Electra, I think they should have got a better character, Marvel character than that. I mean, like I said, it was already good with Blade and Gambit. But if you throw, I keep saying Daredevil, or if you throw, you know what I mean, like somebody that people that a character that people really really like. There ain't nobody buy of all the Marvel comic books you have. Ain't nobody on electric comic books like that over X-Men and the Hulk and Avengers and all that. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's not the. And I'm thinking it's just because of the star Jennifer Gardner. They just probably just came down. Maybe Ben Affleck was like, "Nah, I'm stuck in these Batman and Justice League projects. So you not coming over there as Daredevil." Or maybe they just didn't want him to bring him because they didn't think he did such a great job as Daredevil or something. I don't know. But me personally, I would have rather seen Daredevil's character and Ben Affleck's Daredevil than his love interest Elektra. That's all I'm saying. I don't want people to think that I'm bashing Jennifer Gardner. No, she's actually one of my favorite actresses. So, yeah. As far as the action it was really good. The fight scenes was really good. The villains were that was pretty good. And the whole thing with the agents and John Farrell, I think that's his name, John Farrell, directed Iron Man, and he was in the Iron Man movies. He was Iron Man assistant. Bringing him in there was pretty cool. Um, I'm talking about John Farrell from the movie Swingers, the guy that's one of the agents or whatever. You know, I thought that was pretty cool. It would have been cool if Stan Lee could have been in this movie before he passed. You know, that would have been nice. Like a cameo from him. But all around, it was a really good movie. It was a really good movie, and I would say go see it. At first, the trailers that they had of it was the Madonna song playing. I'm gonna take you there, and they kept playing it in each trailer. I'm like, why they keep playing it? It's now starting to sound stupid. Not stupid, but it's just like make it's like you're making fun of the movie a lot or something. I know that's just a song they put in there they wanted to play, but Ryan Reynolds comedy, I'm sure, with that kind of song and Deadpool's comedy combined, it kind of fits. It's like it's something he would play and listen to or whatever. Even in the movie, Wolverine and Deadpool coming together with Madonna playing, you don't get no better than that. It says a quote or something like that. But yeah, it was good. I like it. Go see it. I want to touch just a little bit on God, and I'm apologize about this because I did like a take on it, um, upcoming movie on it months ago before it came out, and I never got to come back because I never really got to see it. Now my plan was to see it right after, well, like as soon as it came out, but I had so much different things going on that it slipped me to go see it. Godzilla and Kong versus Godzilla and Kong: New Empire. It was the Godzilla and Kong movie. It wasn't bad, but I don't know if I would give it too much more credit than the first one. I don't know if I would say it's too much more better than the first one. Um, I, here's my problem with these Godzilla and Kong movies. I get you can't make it look no more realistic than that. You have to use CGI because what are they going to build a studio hall Godzilla and Kong that animatronic? No, that's not going to work. That would take too long. It's too impossible. It's just too much. Like no. So I get it. You have to do CGI. I feel like Hollywood and hit us with CGI so too much now to a point it's starting to look like cartoons. You can see it. It's like the realistic looking stuff is not there far as the CGI, like the incredible, and then the way these things are supposed to move, you have to do CGI. You can't do animatronics. You can't do movie magic because they won't be able to operate and get it to do like you want. You know what I mean? They're more faster moving monsters that you have to make them move during the movie. And yeah, the camera has to be with it, and it's too much. I get it, CGI. Um, so it's fine. CGI was decent. My thing with it is this is what I'm starting to not like about the Kong and Godzilla movies. They keep making these weapons for Kong to fight with, like he's a gorilla. He's brute. He's off of brute strength. He destroys you with his hands, with his power, with his muscle, with his strength. Let it be Godzilla and Kong, whether they fighting each other or fighting something else. Stop giving them these. I mean, I almost said something I want to say. These weapons, like he's some X-Men character. He's not He-Man. He's Kong. I'm talking about Kong. They don't do that with Godzilla because he's so powerful that you know But Kong, they feel like they have to give him like something to help him, or he might not survive. Whether it's fighting Godzilla or just fighting with Godzilla, the axe in the first movie. Then they giving them this glove. Like, oh, come on, man, stop. It's just like the Fast and the Furious movies that start off drag racing. Now you make putting tanks in there, explosive, jumping out of no. Keep it what it is. What it to start giving them these weapons. Kong is a powerful. He's a one of the, the protectors or whatever. Um, I can't think of the word they call what they call them. But they're powerful. He's powerful. He doesn't need that stuff. Don't make it more complicated than what it is, and try to bring the stuff in there and try to tweak and make this that, and people are gonna be looking at it like, huh, it's too much. It's like, well, wait, why does he have a weapon? In the old school Godzilla and Kong movies, he didn't have no way. Kong didn't have no weapons, so that's the only thing to me that just stops me from. And my thing about it when I'm watching it, they did it with the first one. I let it go because I was like, why does he have to have that against Godzilla? Just make him keep jumping and dodge when Godzilla blows the fire. Like, just don't. He's agile. He's a gorilla. Make him titans. That's what they are. He's a titan. He can jump. He can, you know what I mean? He could dodge that. Don't give him no axe or whatever. And it really, the axe was to help him with other things too through the movie. So you ain't quite just 100% Godzilla from what I understood, from what I seen. But I let that go. I was like, oh. And then when I said it coming out Godzilla versus Godzilla and Kong New Empire, like a part two, I was like, okay, well, it's gonna be them two battling, fighting man mano mano against. When I find out the Scar King, Kong's part of Kong's back family, past story, whatever. Okay, oh, another gorilla and a gorilla. Okay, now it's gonna be brute. No, here they come with the glove, like he's damn Voltron or he's Iron Man or something. Like, come on, man, he's a Titan. You don't give them weapons. That's not what they. That's not that movie. These movies are. If they did that back then, was giving Kong gloves and stuff in the old Godzilla and Kong movies, okay, you're doing it because they did that, but they didn't. He's a, Kong is powerful. He's one of the strongest titans out there. He fights with brute. He's a his power, his rage, his bravery. He's a protector. Godzilla is supposed to be like a god. Like he's another powerful titan. Like one of the most powerful titans ever. So, and I guess they trying to balance it with that axe, whatever. It's like, well, Godzilla has the fire blow. Kong, what do you want us to do? Let him hit Kong die from that? No, he's a gorilla. What does gorillas do? They jump, they dodge, they jump on trees. They're really quick. You know what I mean? That's the defense. Make a move out the way. That's my only thing, man. Of everything with the movies, I just it ain't but so much you gonna get to get an Oscar for a Godzilla and Kong movie with all those CGI. So I'm not expecting it to be like a worldwide like Academy Award winning movie. I'm just saying for what it is, don't do that kind of stuff and mess it up, mess the film up. Other than that, it was okay. They brought back a lot of the characters. Um, I, it was pretty good. It was good enough, but you got to ignore that glove and you got to ignore weapons if you like me, like kind of biased on a old Kong and Godzilla traditional. So if you ain't seen that yet, just go ahead and see it. I don't want to. I don't want to kind of mess stuff up, but this is just my opinion. Me critiquing the movie of what I feel like I didn't like, but a lot of people might have loved. I'm sure loved it. So go see Godzilla and Kong, Deadpool, and Wolverine. If you ain't seen that, you need to get out your bed on your day off. Whether you take your girlfriend, take your kids, or just take you, yourself, and you to the movie. Go see Deadpool and Wolverine. And I promise you're going to come out with a smile. So, and that concludes it all, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I apologize about not coming up here, putting more streams out. You're going to see a lot more now. I'm back. And I'll touch up on later on about I might stream something about what I'm gonna do next time. Um, Next Saturday, I'll have a stream up about different movie, but I'll probably stream something on the side, like a 5-minute stream of what I'm going to be talking about next Saturday. So be looking for that. But Wolverine, Deadpool, Godzilla, and Kong the New Empire. Y'all have a good day.